Hi guys, what up? This is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome, hopefully welcome back to the Wheelhouse. All right, so I've been trying to give you a play-by-play, technically, and as well as some news on Lucid. And I had made a video, and I said, look, if we break this specific area down here, it was right here, about 29 bucks. I said, look, if we break that area with volume, this thing is going to rally, and it's going to rally hard. Okay. Well, I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't realize we were going to get like that much volume. I thought we'd maybe get something like over here, but this thing broke 6 different resistances. I mean, it was like boom, 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 boom. And I saw it wicking up, and I went back down to the low time frames over here, while I was trading, and I saw that it was retracing before it got to the line, the new resistance of this, basically this $41 and call it 66 cents. Okay, and I saw it retracing, and I said, uh-oh, this thing, I made a lot of money today. I'm sure a lot of people made a lot of money. I better get a video out and let them know that on the small time frames, it's actually getting rejected and it's going to come down. So I immediately made a video, and I made a short video so we could upload it fast. And I said, look, guys, this thing is probably going to come back down to 35.64. And what you need to do, because you're most likely highly in the profit, is put a stop down here at like 35.30. Well, that's exactly what happened. It came all the way down, and it stopped you out. And then I made it came all the way down here, down to $33.05, all the way from 41. So, I mean, I was glad I got that video out for you guys, and I hope that you guys took my advice and put the stop there. But then the next day I made another video, and I said, look, if this thing comes up and closes above this line of 35.64 with a green body candle close, then we need to rebuy that. I personally didn't sell it because I'm like long on Lucid, and I was down 20 grand on Lucid just very recently, like a month ago, and I got the whole 20 grand back, and now I'm up like 30. So I believe Lucid is a millionaire maker stock, and what better time to ever accumulate Lucid than when it's down at these prices. And I got some at 17 bucks and a whole bunch in the low 20s and whatnot. So I have about 4,500 shares, a little bit more than that I had, and then I trimmed a little bit. I'll walk you through how I trimmed. I just trimmed a tiny bit. But I had said, look, if we get above this number again after that big fall and you guys got stopped, then you need a rebuy right here. You need to keep your stop down here for low risk and let it run. And, some of you guys did that in the Discord. I'm not sure how many people from YouTube did it, but some did it, and some made a lot of money with me. And so now the volume came back in, boom, right there. And this thing ran all the way back up. It broke this little previous wick, and it came and touched the number. So that was 41.68, and it actually closed a little above it. Now, it did come in with volume. It did close above it as a green body candle close. It qualifies. However, it's not completely safe in my mind that it's just going to be, going to like 60, 70 bucks like next week. But what I want to tell you is you do have this new little area right here of $40.28. Now, that's pretty tight for where it is and for what I'm seeing with this wick. So I don't know that I want to recommend just putting your stop right there. But what you could do is you could actually, I'll hook you up. What we could do is we can use the ATR, and we can find the average true range of the last 14 days. So the last 14 days, there's been a fluctuation over 14 trading sessions of $3.65. So what you could do, let me get a calculator. Let's see if we can find a really good stop for you. So if it's at 41.80. Let's just see if we did the full ATR, which I normally don't do. Some people do like 10%. I usually do like 50%, and I do it below the last wick. So let's just see if we could find like a really safe zone so that you don't get stopped. I don't want you to get stopped. I want you to be protected in case it just falls apart, which I don't think it's going to, but it is overvalued, and it is on a pretty strong run right now, and I think it could go either way. But if it does go down, I just want you to be protected, because it's always okay if you get stopped with your profit and move to cash. You can always buy the bounce back and run it again. I do it like every day. So if you took $41.80 and you subtracted the 365, it leaves you at 38.15. I do feel a lot better about 38.15, recommending a stop there. So what I would do is, if 38.15, I mean, you've got enough wiggle room in this thing. The only thing is I keep seeing it down in the 37s. It seems like it would make more sense for you guys. I mean, look, we're talking about $4. I mean, $4 is a lot. Every 1,000 shares is $4,000. I mean, you could literally at this point, just to play it super safe, is you could go ahead and get your stop right here at 37.50. And I like to actually put it a little bit below, because these things tend to like wick down and bounce right back up and kind of liquidate people. And they'll do that like in this little area, like right here. They'll people know that the support's right there. So what they'll do is they'll push it down even harder, and it'll wick down and bounce up. So instead of like 35.50, maybe do it at like, or 37.50, do it maybe like 37, just in case. Look, that's if you really want to take it long, like I do. If you want to do something like just take your profit, then what you should be doing is always paying attention to these resistances, and then going back to the small time frames, and seeing if it gets rejected. See how it's curving on the resistance right here? See how it's like going right up to it, and it looks like it's going to curve and come down? That's what I'm trying to protect you of, okay? This is like a base, and then it breaks out, and it goes through resistance, and it comes to this one, and it curves down. It's probably going to ping like that. So it depends how tight, like if you're trading or if you're holding long. I'm just holding long because, like, the blue ribbons are blue. Let's go to the daily where it matters a little more. The clouds are blue. You're above your 9. I mean, you're above your 5. You're super bullish. Everything looks good. Now, I was reading something about Lucid that I found pretty interesting. So they have their earnings coming, and I wish I had the article. I read it like 3-4 days ago, and I don't even know where I found it. But basically, it's their first earnings, and they just got a bunch of cars out, which I saw, and it looked pretty cool. They're delivering to customers, and I read some articles, and people are very, very satisfied with the interior, the way it drives, how fast and quick and tight it is. So there's a lot of bullish news. They just opened a new store in Washington, D.C., and they have other ones throughout the country, Chicago, Los Angeles, and they're expanding into, they have plans to expand in the Middle East, and there's a lot of good news around Lucid. But like I had said in that previous video, there's a couple things that really matter with this particular stock doing really well. Number one, they have to do what they say they're going to do. They got to get it out, it has to be good, and they got to get it out on time, and they just have to say what they're going to do. They have to just be honorable, basically. Then number two, the customers have to like it. So we got check and we got check. And then the third thing is the media has to embrace it. And if you get all three of those as a trifecta, this thing is going to rally. And it looks like all three are coming in. So, I said if this happens, then this volume will come. We'll get the break. Boom, that happened. I said, look, if the customers like it, it's going to be strong. If the media embraces it, it's going to be strong. If they do what they say they're going to do, it's going to be strong, right? Well, all those things are happening. So the chances are this thing could actually go up higher. But remember, it's overvalued. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Even though it's overvalued, they have their earnings coming out. And I read that it's supposed to have like a really, don't ask me how I know, but it's supposed to have an earnings beat of, between 35 and 40%. Which I guess, it makes sense because they had sold cars and, in that quarter. But from an investor standpoint and an institutional standpoint, that's a good way to kick it off. Basically, you're not just coming in with 10-12%. That's not that exciting. What you are doing, and I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. What you are doing is you're coming in with volume. Okay, check this out. And you have institutional support. And guess when it took place? 11.4 and 11.5. Today is 11.5. So the volume came in yesterday and today from institutions, which gives stability to the stock, which means it probably isn't going to fall too hard because they're going to protect their bet, right? They were waiting for this. They were waiting for the trend reversal. They were waiting for the deliveries, and they were waiting for the media to embrace it, and they were waiting for customer satisfaction. And then they jumped in. Again, price doesn't always matter, okay? I know people like to, talk about buying the dip and averaging down, but, a lot of pros, they don't think that way. They think more in terms of like, does it have a trend reversal? Does it have, momentum? Does it have fundamentals? Is the earnings per share growing, substantially quarter over quarter and from the previous year? Is there big revenue beats? Like these things are, because you don't want to invest in a company that's momentum based and speculative and you're throwing your money at something that's not growing. I mean, you're in the stock market to invest in companies to help them grow. And if they're not doing their job of growing for you, then why invest in them, right? So institutions they measure all that. Yes, they could buy it at 17. Yes, they could have bought it at 10. But a lot of them care about, these other things that I'm talking about and are willing to come in with institutional support at a higher number. I've been kind of trying to explain that to you, and maybe this is the first time that'll actually click what I'm saying, because maybe I haven't been explaining it right. But institutional support is super important, and the chances of it, falling down to this 37 number, it could definitely fall down. I mean, technically that would make sense, and then bounce. But if they're buying in here around 37, you have a real layer of protection. So, and by the way, that's about the 6 EMA is where that's landing. So I really like that. I wanted to show you something about Lucid. Check this out. So MotorTrend, they drove it, they tested it, they made an article, and I don't want to read the whole thing, although this article is really good, but it's just long, and I don't feel like I should read the whole thing to you on YouTube. I know a lot of channels just read websites, but I don't really want to do all that. But I want to give you a couple little snapshots about what I read. So, the gist of it is that they really like it. It's fast, it's tight, it's comfortable, it's got plenty of space in the trunk. They like the range, they like the horsepower, they like the audio system, they like the way it grips the road, they love the torque. They just feel good driving the car at MotorTrend. They really liked it. They liked the acceleration. They liked the appearance. They liked the quality. They measured it to Mercedes. They said, it feels like a high quality vehicle, and there's plenty of room. They said you can even get 5 in there, not that comfortable, but 4 very comfortable in the article. And then, let's just take a look at some of the photos. Like they have some pretty high quality photos that I thought was kind of cool. So here's inside of the cockpit, and oops, you can get a little side view. So they kind of got that peanut butter catcher's mitt, color here, and you can see the stitching, and these little hair holes are really good in luxury vehicles because, like, if it's really hot, you get air cooled and heated seats, and it ventilates through there in like high end vehicles. It's pretty cool. Plenty of room. Look at all that leg room. I'm a very tall person. I'm 6'4". So leg room. I never sit in the back of a vehicle, but if I did, and that's only because I've been in a really bad car accident, and I'm just really nervous about being in cars that other people drive. I'm just weird like that. But if I was, it's like the Maybach, the Mercedes Maybach. That's a super sick, comfortable car in the back. Look at the space. And then you got more up in the the other area as well. But you got these little cargo compartments, and this is the frunk, they call it. So plenty of space. You got all your little gadgets, and that's pretty standard. But yeah, you got this whole display kit, which is pretty legit. I used to have I had one of the first 3 Mercedes S550 coupes in California, and it was about 145 grand when I bought it. There was only 3 of them in the state, and that car was sick. It actually had this radar like technology, so at night, when you were driving at night, everything in the digital would like disappear. It would go to this black and white graphic, and it would have like missile targeting with a little square to go, and then it would highlight in like night vision goggle green, and it would find a guy way up the road on a bicycle with no lights and no reflectors. It was sick. And then the whole screen was like a holographic, so only the driver could see in the screen. And it would say like, left turn, coming up, cars slowing, it had all this information on the screen that only you could see. And it also had, where you could just drive, you could just kind of set it to Vegas and just go. And it's pretty sick. So I drive a Bentley now, but I upgraded. Now my car's like $250,000. It's a V12 Bentley GT Continental, black and red. It's on 22s. It's pretty legit. It's in the garage up there. But I love Mercedes, and I've owned 3 of them. And the CLS, or sorry, I had a CLS once. The S550 Coupe is sick. It is so sick. It basically goes like this. It goes, your S sedan, and then your S coupe, and then your Maybach. That's the order. And then after that, it goes McLaren. So it's up there. It's a premium car. And one of the things I like about Mercedes is how high tech everything is. And Lucid, according to the MotorTrend article and some other things I've read, they really have like some really good tech. And I like a lot of good tech in my cars. The Bentley doesn't have as much tech, but the Bentley is like, you can't beat me. Like, you can't beat me. Like, it is freaking fast and strong and sexy. You know what I mean? But the Mercedes is just like, whew, those high-end Mercedes are rad. So I'm thinking if Lucid can really compete with like a Mercedes, like there's a big market for people like me that like a real high-end luxury vehicle. And in that MotorTrend article, that's what they're saying. So yeah, you got all the displays, and I mean, it's pretty cool. Everything just looks really good. Like the way they have like that kind of neoprene, it's really easy to clean. It keeps everything kind of cool in the car. I love this like brushed nickel or whatever that is, but I love that look, I also like, I saw a video from Lucid Motors, and they had all their cars out ready for delivery before they got put in the semis. And you could see through the tops of all the cars. There was like 50 of them in this image. And I thought that was really cool because when you're driving, like, let's say you're driving from California to Vegas, it's like you can darken it in a lot of the Mercedes where you have that, it's lit up, but it's enclosed. And then you could hit a button and it'll actually go dark. They have like this technology in the glass. It's really cool. And it looks like Lucid is doing that. And I can't verify that until I actually get in one. And I think we're going up to LA. We're actually going to go drive a Lucid. We want to check it out because I'm thinking about buying one. I also got a Cybertruck on order, so I don't want to get too crazy. I was also thinking about selling my boat and buying another one. So it's winter, so we're not on the lake too much. Like the outside, like there's not too many boats on the lake right now when it's kind of cooled down. It's really like popping in the summer, so it's a good time to like, sell the boat, and I don't owe anything on it, so I could do a deal for somebody. But yeah, I mean, look at these pictures; they're pretty cool, right? I saw this cool video of there was like 20 or 30 of them going on a windy road, just all Lucids. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I just just wanted to kind of take a look at that real quick, and then I just wanted to kind of say, look, this thing is flirting. It's knocking on the door here at 4167. It is a little bit above it, but it didn't go over with strength. That's okay. It is over it, and it is. It does have volume, and then it got institutional support. So I just think that you should just put your stop around 37, and that way, worst case scenario, you're losing, $4, but you also are giving it enough wiggle room. So basically, what I'm saying is you can move your stop from the 35.30 up to like 37, which should give you some wiggle room in case it comes down. It won't hit it, but you still have a level of safety if something gets crazy, like just as an example, just say there's some crazy stuff that comes out of China, or there's out of nowhere, there's, war tensions, or, you never know what's going to happen in the market. So it's always good to have a stop loss. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen. I'm just saying it's just good to protect your money, and you can move your stop up. And, I think that Lucid, we're coming into a good time. I mean, the all-time high was 64.87. I mean, that would be crazy if it got up that high, but I don't I don't see why it would do that. I think what's going to happen is you're going to get all this bullish momentum. You're going to get institutional support. You're going to get customer satisfaction. You're going to get media embracing it. You're going to get just like MotorTrend and just like car and driver and a lot of these, even like your CNNs, your MSNBCs, like you're getting a lot of media attention, which is good. And then the institutional support. So it's going to kind of bounce up and then it's going to stabilize and come down and it's going to kind of find its footing. And that's what a market does. The price is figured out by what people are willing to pay. So like when you own a business, or like let's just take hamburgers as an example. So let's say you're in the business of selling hamburgers. Well, you actually don't, as the business owner, don't get to decide what the hamburger costs. I don't know if you knew that. It's actually dictated by what people will pay. And this is, you would learn this in like your economics classes in the college. But basically, the marketplace is designed based on what a price is dictated by the buyer, not the seller. And then they'll figure that out. And so that's what's happening now. You're getting a big momentum, and then you're getting institutional support, which is great for us. And then it'll kind of like figure out where it's going to go. And maybe it's around the $37, $38, $40. Maybe that's where it's going to land. But the market will let us know. And it's our job to not ever think that the market cares about what we want or what our opinion is. Our job is to follow the market's lead and listen to the market. That's why I don't trade some days, because the market is telling me like today's not the day. And sometimes I push a lot of money in because the market is saying today is the day. So we listen to the market, we watch what's going on, and I'm very bullish Lucid. I think you should have some Lucid, especially now that cars are getting on the road. There's that trust factor, there's that credibility factor, and I like that. So listen, do me a favor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit select all so you get more content. I'm going to push a bunch of videos this weekend. And we got our Discord up, and the Discord's cool, dude. People are in there trading crypto and talking in the crypto area, the stock area. People are doing the courses. They're already learning a lot. We have the Jedi area. We have the trade alerts. I did about 22 trade alerts today. So, there's this one person that wrote, I can't pull it up on the computer that I'm recording on, but let me just read you this. Check this out. Just so you guys don't think I'm messing around. I don't know if you can read this. If you can't read it, it says, between Chris's SM Energy and Prague alerts, I've already paid for my year's worth of Jedi membership. It's $99 a month. That's almost $1,200. It doesn't matter because $1,200 is like nothing. Like at $99, if this person's making $1,200, $2,000 on day one. I mean, there's 200. Even though there's 365 days in a year, there's only 240. So if I could show you how to make $1,000 a day, well, that's $240,000. If I could show you how to make two, that's $480,000. You can do the math from there, and I can show you how to do that stuff. So down below, I'm going to put the link. Just click it, and the first 200 people are free to get in. After that, it's $5 at the gate. And then if you want to do the Palawan tier, which is the alerts and a bunch of other stuff, it's $49 a month, and you just should have my alerts because I just crush, and it'd be good to have that. And then if you want to do the full Jedi with the one-on-one coaching, and you want to do, the full Jedi area where all the Jedis are in there and they're, doing charts and helping each other out, as well as all the courses and the trade alerts and everything else. I send you a shirt, a trading log. I'm in there helping you every day. You want to do that? It's only $99 a month, and I'll pretty much tell you, like you're gonna be able to like make that in like your first day. That's like nothing. So it's really like just investing in yourself and being around really cool people, and then I'll help you out. I like helping people, and I'm into it. I'm passionate about it. So yeah, click the link and click the like and make a comment if you would, and let me know what you want a video on. And welcome to the Wheelhouse.